Howdy, how you guys doing? It's George Furnace Rambler, and we're here in Cabo San Lucas just for a few hours. So we're going to go out and explore and do as much as we can, as quick as we can to get back here to the ship. And we'd love to have you come join us.
Hopping aboard the Carnival Panorama, heading out of Long Beach for a 7-night Mexican Riviera cruise, we're going to go ahead and spend a day in Cabo San Lucas, walking around, eating some tacos, enjoying El Corsario Beach, and the most important, finding a very inexpensive excursion to the Cabo Arch. How fun this day is going to be! Come on, let's go find out. Cabo is one of those ports where the ship doesn't dock. It anchors offshore. That means tender boats. And one of the prettiest entrances into a bay that you're going to get in cruising. The desert hills rolling right into the ocean, and straight ahead is the famous rock formation I've been waiting for. But first, we're heading into the bay early in the morning, and Cabo already looks like a postcard with better lighting. You can see boats moving around, the Marina waking up, and the famous arch way in the distance, just sitting there. The tenders aren't ready yet, so before we head off to town, we're going to go ahead and have a quick breakfast at the buffet. Nothing fancy, just enough food to keep us alive until I can find some good authentic tacos down by the Marina.
Nice and runny.
Now Rambler hack number 37, never explore Mexico on an empty stomach, unless you enjoy making hangry decisions later. Now a famous saying, quote, "You just can't live a full life on an empty stomach," end quote. With breakfast handled, it's time to head down to the tender to be transported to the Marina. We're going to do this day a la carte, get to the Marina and find something to do. Now the tenders are part transportation, part theme park ride, and part field trip where you may have forgotten your sunscreen. So don't forget anything, because let me tell you, it's a long trip back to the boat. Once we pull into the Marina, the game planning begins. And today's goal is simple. See the arch of Cabo San Lucas, spend as little money as possible, and eat something that would absolutely fail a health inspection back home. After this short tender ride, we pulled into the dock, we stepped off the boat, and just like that, we're in Cabo. Cabo San Lucas, located at the southern tip of the Baja Peninsula, where the Sea of Cortez meets the Pacific Ocean. What started as a small fishing village has grown into one of Mexico's most famous beach destinations, known for fishing, beaches, snorkeling, and that famous arch at Land's End. The nice thing about Cabo is that when you step off that tender, you're already right in the Marina. Boats, restaurants, shops, and tour vendors just steps away. What makes it a perfect port to explore on your own, and maybe find that cheap boat ride out to the arch.
We're on Cabo San Lucas. On the pier, heading out.
Now our plan begins. Instead of booking Carnival Excursion, we walk straight into the Marina and start talking to the local boat captains. This is one of the easiest ports in the world to do this. There are a dozen small boats called pangas, and most of them have glass bottoms. Now there's so many vendors, it starts getting annoying. But you need to find something, so walk down from the entrance to the pier, down towards the dolphin encounter, and you find the vendors are a little less aggressive and a bit cheaper. And when I say little, I mean just a little. Make it fun and barter as part of the game here.
If you came to Cabo, come to me. I take care of you.
Very nice.
And after a little bit of bargaining, we got it down to $15 per person, and I suggest using cash, pesos or USD, and never use a credit card.
One thing you have to do when you get onto the dock, you have to pay $1 to go on board. The nice thing about right here, there are some bathrooms just through that building over here.
Just a reminder, this is a long bouncy trip. Go before you go. Bathrooms can cost in Mexico, so bring a couple extra pesos or dollar bills just in case.
Now there's no time to waste here. We hopped on the boat and we're heading over to the most iconic spot here in Cabo San Lucas, El Arco.
In addition to its geologically striking appearance, El Arco, or the Arch area, is famous for a lot more than just a giant rock sticking out of the ocean.
So after about a 15-20 minute wait, we're headed to head off
Smaller tour. It's kind of nice. We're going to see the Arch, Lover's Beach, and Scooby-Doo, and whatever else he tells us it is, because
You only paid to see the arch. That's all we get to see.
we get to see the Arch. Terry needs to tell us about how cheap we are.
We are so cheap.
The tour started at 49, it went to 39, it went down to 25. Then
That was 39 for going and watching whales and spending a couple of hours out on the boat. But no, we're taking like a 30-minute, $10 ride per person, $15 ride per person.
yeah, it's $15 per person. Yeah, we got cheap. But hey, this is about a cheap tour today. And then when we're done, we're going to go shopping for a hat and a t-shirt.
Walk over to the close beach, the public beach that's just 5 minutes away. We'll walk over there too.
Do some beach time.
Get our toes wet.
There it goes, glass bottom boat.
As we head out of the marina here to San Lucas Bay to see some of the highlighted rock formations, let me say a few words about some of the activities here in Cabo. People come here to swim at Lover's Beach and El Corsario Beach, in which we're going to pass by in a few moments. Hiking up to Mount Samar with dogs that you can arrange through a local dog rescue facility. Enjoying sunset views that look like postcards, and maybe a once-in-a-lifetime marine encounter such as feeding a sea lion, or even seeing a seabird dive into the water like it forgot how gravity works. But one of the best ways to see all of this is by boat. As we exit the marina, our little glass-bottom boat starts cruising past El Corsario Beach, a small stretch of sand right near the harbor. It's a 5-minute walk from the marina. It's free, and we're going to walk over there a little bit later on just to enjoy the beach.
Since this is a self-guided tour, this is Pelican Rock right here.
That is the Pelican Rock.
Looking through this glass-bottom boat, you can see a variety of fishes swimming underneath us, bright little flashes of color, darting around like they're late for dinner. You know what? They're not. We're feeding tortillas. And now, a perfect photo moment. Pelican Rock is also a famous rock formation just outside the marina. It's called Pelican Rock because pelicans are often perched on top of the rock or diving in the water just around you. Almost every glass-bottom tour stops here. Due to the water life and the clear water, what makes it easy to see fish from the boat, which is why it's a common first stop when heading out towards the Arch. Next stop is the Sea Lion Hangout, the Sea Lion Colony. And when I say sea lions, I mean a whole noisy neighborhood of them piled on rocks, such as this one he was calling the Seal Rock. Why? It looks like a seal. Now before you comment, I know that sea lions are not seals, but this boat driver doesn't, so let's keep it as that. Now we're heading past Lover's Beach, where the boat can drop people off if they want to hang out and go swimming. Normally this sounds like a great plan, but this morning the water just looks a little too refreshing. And by refreshing, I mean cold enough to make Ferris Rambler reconsider his bravery. So we stayed on the boat and admired it from a safe, dry distance. There they are, Land's End formations, massive, natural sculpted rocks shaped by wind, waves, and time. You'll see formations like Neptune's finger, a tall, narrow rock that looks like the sea god himself is pointing at something. Neptune's finger gets its name from the large finger-shaped pinnacle that breaks the water surface, rising about 26 feet above the water. Now under the water here offers a few beautiful shallow pinnacles with different types of corals, and a fun place to snorkel, or even if you get a chance to dive here, you'll love it. But that's another day and another trip.
Whoa.
Fighting with other boats to see who gets there first, we reach the coolest viewpoint in Cabo, the famous window to the Pacific. From here, you can look from the calm waters of the Sea of Cortez straight through the rock formations to the open Pacific Ocean on the other side. 2 oceans, 1 view, and a pretty great photo opportunity. Finally, we're arriving at the main attraction, the Arch, El Arco del Cabo San Lucas. Also known as El Arco, this massive granite rock formation marks the very tip of the Baja Peninsula, a place known as Land's End. It's one of the most famous natural landmarks in Mexico, and it's been shaped by wind and waves over thousands of years, including today, so we better get a picture in front of it. Or is this the back? Our boat captain brings us fairly close so everyone can get a good look. Now behind Crystal, you see the infamous Scooby-Doo rock. Why do they call it Scooby-Doo? Hey, you take a look. What do you think? And just for a little bit of my opinion, thank goodness there's no scrappy rock. After taking in this view, we swang around to the back side of Land's End and head towards the Pacific Ocean side. So far, this tour has been pretty good for 15 bucks. This area, particularly near the Pacific side, features caves once used by pirates. Thus, the Pirate Cave. Now, as we went around Land's End, we got to see the back side of Scooby-Doo Rock. From this angle, you can really see the shape everybody's talking about. Then a chance to view Divorce Beach, a place where the waves come in and crash against the shore. And let me tell you, this is not a place you want to swim. This is where our tour ends, and we're going to turn around and head back to the marina. Whoa, this has been pretty fun.
Coming back in, nice little round trip. Enjoyed the scenery. Now it's time to do some shopping.
Medano Beach ahead is known for its lively resort-backed atmosphere, the Party Beach.
Fairly inexpensive, I guess, excursion you might want to call it. Just went out and saw some rocks, enjoyed the waves, and certainly enjoyed the company.
Depending on the season, people sometimes see dolphins or even whales out here. And with a little bit of luck, we saw a whale breach by our tender. We're out on the water for about an hour and a half, and today, sunburn level, moderate, my wallet damage, minimal, and tourist satisfaction, extremely high. Now it's time to walk around a little bit, take a few pics, and then go shopping. When you come to this port, I think there's an unwritten rule that you must buy at least one t-shirt that says Cabo. And for me, a baseball cap to prove to my friends at home that I was on a cruise and I stopped at this port.
Now, one thing you do in Cabo, you go shopping for trinkets. Hey, let's go look at some.
I am Nacho, the luchador.
Who? We got some of those.
Have it? This is size large. Yes?
What do you think?
Actually,
Have it these blue?
What do you think?
I like that one.
You like that one?
It's a good one.
After all this exploring and shopping, it's time for the real mission of the day. That's authentic tacos.
So I was going to order some fish tacos right here, but they don't open till 11. We came in port pretty early at 7. So this little market right here has a place you can order some tacos, and it looks like a pork, carne asada, and birria. So yeah, those are the 3 tacos I've gotten. And yeah, we just order them right here. So these 3 small taco burrito things they got were $5, not a piece, for all 3 of them. Yeah, they do take US dollars here, but also pesos like everybody else does. So yeah, what a good deal.
So after you get your order, then you just walk over to the grill and watch them cook it fresh right in front of you. No fancy menus, no tour buses, just meat, tortillas, and of course a hot grill. These could be one of the best authentic tacos here in Cabo, at least at the marina. Just a few minutes walk away from the tender pier. Simple food, perfect flavor, and 0 regrets. There's no fancy seating here, so it's grab and go and find a place to relax and eat your tacos. And the green sauce is hot.
Oh, it is?
Oh yeah. Delicious though. Bet you that's just pure jalapeno. Yeah. The meat is very tender, really good. Again, this is pure street food.
That is yummy, authentic tacos. Good.
After we finished up our lunch, we did a quick 5-minute walk over to El Corsario Beach.
Well, it looks like we have a little store here now. here at the entrance of the beach, because right here is the entrance of the beach.
So if you need a nice cool drink to be refreshed or a bathroom, this store was reasonably priced. Now if you don't think you can do that 5-minute walk, grab a BC taxi. This beach is only a few pedals away.
Now we're back here on the free beach they have here in Cabo San Lucas. It's a fun little beach to kind of explore and walk around. Not doing any snorkeling today. We thought it was going to be around 60, 65, but today is a good day to get out in the water. It's probably around 75 degrees here. Beautiful day, and wish I would have brought my snorkeling gear, but hey, we just get our feet wet. Oh, I don't want to snorkel. This water's cold.
But not so cold that the kids aren't enjoying the beach and the water.
The umbrellas, still $20. They're willing to get you some umbrellas or your own chair. They offer it right when you first come up. And if you're going to spend the whole day here at the beach, I would suggest doing that. Not a bad thing to do is to have a little bit of shade, because there is no shade on this beach, but certainly it's a beautiful beach.
This is an easy access beach. We can take in the views, enjoy the breeze, and to remind ourselves we're standing at the edge of the Pacific Ocean while our ship is out there floating in the bay like a hotel that forgot how to park. One of the fun things of setting up your own excursions is that you get to explore and find new things, or maybe even old things.
So all the rocks in here is a good place to snorkel. You'll see plenty of fish. Now just to remind you of this hidden gem, the free public beach that's only a 5-minute walk from the port, at least where they drop you off in the tender. Now why do I love this beach? Because the water is clear, it's crisp, and this right in this area, you can snorkel for free. I have a video on that, and if you're interested in that, go watch it. I'll have a link below. Now, let me tell you some other things that I think have changed a little bit here. There are public restrooms here. Not really restrooms, but honey pots that you can use. So no longer here, the honey pots are when you first walk in. So that's pretty exciting.
Now if you don't like that thought of the honey pot, it's still around a 5 to 10 minute walk back to the marina to a nice restroom. And with that thought, we're heading back to the ship.
Mr. Bird, run, 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 run.
As you head out of the beach, you're going to see on your left the trails to Mount Samar, often called the Hill with the Cross. Even walking on the sidewalks can be an adventure here in Cabo. You know you returned when you get back to the Marina Mercado. So many things to see, so many things to buy. And once you have all your souvenirs, it's time to head back to the tenders. Oh yes, there's a great place to get a souvenir photo right next to the marina. Hurry, someone take a picture of me. We started making our way down the dock towards the tender boats, joining the slow-moving parade of cruise passengers, all heading back at the same time. It's a relaxing walk, everyone's shuffling along, sunburned, a little salty from the salt air, and probably thinking about food. At least we were. Soon we stepped onto the tender and settled in for a short ride back across the harbor. And straight ahead of us is our floating home for the week, the Carnival Panorama, waiting out there in the bay. From the water point of view, you really get a sense how big this ship is. In these tiny tender boats, it feels like we're pulling up to a floating city. A few minutes later, we climbed back on board, and suddenly something very important came across our minds. We had lunch early in the morning, which means there's only one logical thing to do. Stop by the Blue Iguana for some shrimp tacos. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. So we all grabbed a couple of tacos, found a seat out on the deck, and settled in for the snack while the ship slowly sailed out of the port.
Now that's how you do Cabo in a hurry. You know, we got here early, went to the shore, jumped on a boat, and looked at the yards. How fun was that? We came back, had some tacos, went to the beach, and of course spent a lot of money shopping.
Now, I do appreciate everybody for joining us today. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, give me 2 thumbs up, because this is George the Fiddler Scrambler, ready to head off to sea again, signing off.